Greetings, my dear Libra. This is Ron from Terror of the Twin Sun. Welcome to my channel. I shall be doing a great mirror reading for you for the mid-month of April. Apologies for the slight delay. Welcome back to my channel, Terror of the Twin Sun. I shall go ahead and work from the 1890 deck. This is a situationship reading, a love reading, in which we'll look into the energy of you and your object of affection. And in the great mirror between, show an interrelationship, some sort of narrative may crop up that deals with past resonance as well as intentions, okay? So we'll go ahead and get started. I would invite you to please relax and clear your mind. Thank you. Okay. There is something that stems from potential. The potential of something that once gave you purpose. It set you at a crossroads, and it was causing you a great deal of not pain, but more the realization that there was limitation. And because of this, it needed to be cut out. It was the end of a cycle for you, some sort of closing. But in the past, this once held a great deal of energy for you. There was something that you committed to, and it drove you. It drove you into a type of pain, or it drove you to realize some sort of complexity, a complexity within your head. So something was welling up in the past, gave you a lot of power, and then there was an abrupt end. In the near future, there may be, with this object of affection, the complete ending or the complete closure. You're so very near the end. The end has already happened for you, at least in your mind. And it's through a process of pain and letting go and totally feeling the great letdown of this situation. The object of affection, the one you're dealing with, has also this potential energy. It's one of emotions as well as a great strength in what was to come. But what eventually came was this weird ending, one that caused a bit of a psychological scar, one that was based on fear, but also fear of the unknown. And because of this, it had to be cut. And doing so, it was as if there was something about a cycle of too much thought that had to be released. There was a sense of ambivalence. You're coming in strong with the Two of Swords within the 10. There is an emotional knowing without really seeing a feeling, and two truths came out. These two truths are manifesting as the world's energy. it is either ending or there's some sort of revisitation, potentially. Lots of fixed energy here, as well as cardinal Cancer, cardinal moon. So the moon is playing strong here. Um, there's a certain moodiness with you and this object of affection. Also, there's a sense of mutual disempowerment, or at least the need to control your sense of stability as well as they theirs. There's a mirroring happening, and both of you are at odds with the need to assert power or authority over what has been done here. Because of this, swords have crossed and created a great restriction. It's very Saturnian, but also it's based on a type of fear from what was to be learned here. Will there be people moving on? Will there be people returning? It's really not in your power to understand whether or not this is happening. This is happening because there is a shift. And during the shift, it's really difficult for you to ascertain who's in power or what is in power here. I'm seeing Cancer, all the fixed signs, as well as Taurus, Capricorn, and Aries. And the Six of Swords indicates, which is like the undertone of this, the need to detach from emotional troubles and for both of you to move away in some sort of way, whether together or not. It's not clear, but there is an undertone or a great feeling of a letdown, some sort of betrayal, as well as in the future, in the near future, a need to reassess the harmony of this and to either completely move on or to reconcile in some sort of way. There's an eclipse here. Interesting. Right, so your oracle is the Six of Swords. We'll keep this on the side for you. And we'll jump into the Great Mirror. This is for Libra. This is your energy, justice coming out on the conscious level. Justice for this type of proper Zen, or this proper mode of escapism, but not really. It's more like you departing on in some steady way, trying to find the grace in this, to find grace. I think that's your conscious thing. You're not concerned with the way things are panning out with the situation, really. Maybe subconsciously you are, but it's just a leaning. Your mind is set on finding justice elsewhere by really departing. It seems like you're moving out. There's something about hard work coming into this as well. Paying attention to detail, you want to understand why things were so rigid between you and this person's energy, why there was such a concern for a type of commitment or stability, hard work into the investment, into the time of the situation, especially the time. There also is a very strong indication here that on the soul level, there is a level of temptation and you trying to externalize or perhaps nurture a situation that is external to you, okay? And that's pretty crazy because the person you're dealing with, it seems that on a soul level, you couldn't give yourself completely because of some concern of truth or justice, as well as the need for proper hard work. You felt like the things were done kind of lazily, and now you are moving away. There's an energy of moving away, okay? The person you're dealing with, there's that Four of Pentacles, okay? There's something that they have to release in order to find harmony with their external world. They no longer can hide behind the pretense of something normal when it comes to what they do and what they're working on in terms of where they find their stability. Okay. Um, this also can deal with projects or finances or the external world, anything that has to do with where you're putting your love. There's something about the project you're working with or the energy you're working with that has to do with the release of something that is stagnant, but was a source of structure, and your object of affection essentially is trying to release something in order to sacrifice for the greater good, for communities or for the grander vision of things between you and this person. I think it may be too late, though. See, that's the thing. Both of you have this energy of really moving on, and their intention is also to move on and to perhaps begin something new in the external world to transform. But secretly, they also want to share with you. It's as if you want to share truth or you are a bit angry and they want to start with you, but they can't for some reason. They can't. It's because on the soul level, they have a great deal of, I want to call it passivity. The, they intellectualize the connection way too much. There's not enough emotion or energetic involvement. They were refusing to give you something since the very beginning. Um, it's strange though because there's still some sort of obsession with you, but it's more intellectual, and they try to intellectualize the content of the connection on a soul level to the point where they it's as if they're playing a game with you. I think this was a type of secret affair or a hidden affair, whatever that means. Forbidden love, that's what I see. Forbidden love. Now let's build a mirror. So between you two, on the soul level, yes, it's love, but it's a type of forbidden love, okay? We have the lovers here, and strong indication of too many options in love, romance really taking a toll on the situation, but nonetheless, Cupid's arrow was here, and there's some sort of divine orchestration with the love here. Very strong connection, but it's strange because intuitively, like your soul is telling you to give your love elsewhere, and you're secretly desiring with that secret love aspect to give love to the situation. As you do, there's a clear harmonic choice made here, and there's synergy, but it can't be celebrated in the light of day. Okay, and not only that, there might have been some sort of misfiring or confusion with the love. It might have been become tainted in some sort of way because of a choice. This person adored you when they first met you. They were kind of stalking you in a way, but there was a great concern about their motivations. They couldn't really tell you the truth. I mean, there were truths there. They were very flirtatious, but they couldn't really tell you the absolute truth because their emotional intelligence was a bit undeveloped or underdeveloped. The way they processed and they didn't think they thought too much. They thought too much about the situation, over processed it, but then they couldn't develop a truth out of it. You took that as a gift, though. Somehow, you took the sword that they have, and it became something of a trophy for you to serve you on your quest for proper love or proper nurture. I think deep down inside, you just wanted to nurture this person, and in a way, you're a type of mother figure for them. Um, and it doesn't matter what gender you are or what sex you are biologically, there is a nurturing aspect about you that comes through um, the feminine divine. And there is a bit of a chord that you're um, having with this person, a chord from past lives or just the past in general. There is a strong pull between you two. This person will forever intellectualize it and never will really understand because their thoughts are holding them back from proper connection. This holdback is becoming a truth for you and you're moving on. It's as if you've always been moving on from their energy. And perhaps you are aware of their mistakes, or perhaps you're aware of their immaturity. And that causes you forever to move on and to really walk your path, whatever that may be. Um, on the conscious level, there is a type of sacrifice here. This person, in a way, is sacrificing for you. They're teaching you a lesson by giving you a bit of time and a bit of their communication to give you a clear directive on what to really do, which is to find truth, to find justice, to find liberty through proper lessons. And through your lesson, you're trying to balance out something, and there was just clearly an imbalance here. Something needed to give here with this thing, this person, this object of affection. Okay. Um, I think you may have just lost patience with this. Um, it's not that you didn't try. It's just that I think you knew. You knew from the very beginning that this was going to require a bit of work, and perhaps there was too much stubborn energy between you two. Um, so it's kind of strange because you're sort of driven and perhaps fixed to give to your external world, but at the same time, it's it's as if you are a bit more emotionally intelligent or a bit more evolved than this person. Their thoughts are constantly going in cycles. They don't really break through in terms of truth, but they do have a truth, and it has to do with the type of sacrifice and moving on. Something about this where they left you a gift and then they had to go, something like this. Now, between you two, okay. On the conscious level, there is the Queen of Rods, and the Queen of Rods is indicating that you still desire this person to do this, to sacrifice something about a way of living that is really conservative, really rigid. They were holding on to something from the past, a memory. And once they can sacrifice this, then they'll be able to co-create with you, create some sort of vision. But there's still some maturing for them to do, and they still have a lot to learn with their external world, their external reality. But you still desire this connection, absolutely. At the same time, you desire to go and find truth, but then each time you do that, there's an anger and perhaps a backlash. The shadow aspect of you trying to find truth turns into a negative karma cycle, and then you conflict with your passion. So what's happening here is that there's a conversation between your reason as well as your passions, and you are a bit split because your passions tell you to keep trying with this individual. The queens are here, and there's a lot of feminine energy here. There's a lot of masculine energy here with your individual. However, there is there's a longing to help them do this, but or at least to see them do this. But I think at that point, you're playing essentially a big agent in karma. You are ready to essentially really cut out what is not balanced here. As well as you have this sort of energy with the world in general. You may take this lesson and then generalize and practice that your lesson to new relationships or new situations. Okay. Um, but there's this overall feeling of trying to detach, trying to find harmony by moving elsewhere, to go away. Be careful of not being an escapist. I think you're wise enough to understand that karma, as well as justice, as well as judgment, there's a probability that you would make the right choice regardless of what is going on. But I think you're on the way out. However, there is still a type of desire between you two. Okay. On the magical realm here, this column is very important. Um, what wants to happen, what needs to occur, is hard work. Hard work. But this person is too concerned with actually growing up, in a way, by taking a path um, of faith with their external world in general. There's a lot of trust issues that this person has. They're still interested in you. They will always be interested in you on a soul level. But this interest and this draw is more of an infatuation or perhaps an obsession that's not totally developed into proper love. They seem to have a very rigid structure about love. And not only that, there's a lot of Aries energy here. They have power. They need to assert power in some sort of way. Power through some sort of transformation, through new cycles. This person wants to surrender cycles to begin new cycles, but then have a bit of control over what they're doing. They would rather try to strategize about certain things, but their strategies tend to fail, especially when trying to control their soul's urges towards you or towards whatever. Because of this, you know this, and you seek karma or justice somewhere else. You try to look into your external world and work hard on that to find more similar people or similar types of this nature and try again. Be careful, because you might be searching for another way to relive a cycle, to learn the same lesson again. And it's important for you to already take what you've earned. They gave you a gift. They have to move on. You still desire this person, and in fact, both of you still desire some sort of healthy, healthy distance, something like that. Health in general is really important. From the 8 to the 9 of Pentacles, there is a progression towards really understanding the universal sort of aspects of really grounding the situation in a practical way, respecting each other's distance, but also understanding the connection to higher powers of agency, to really listening. Um, but there's a strong sense of individuality here. Secretly, this person also desires a great deal for you and possibly wants to still make a choice towards you, but they're really obsessed with starting something new, but they're still watching you at the same time, especially in the fifth dimension. They will forever be a watcher of you and watch you go and do things. I think they may see you as taking the next step. Excuse me, sorry. Excuse me. Taking the next step. And that is good for you both, because both of you are making the next step towards hard work to really becoming independent. This person is also taking a bold step, and I think forever you are a hard worker to understanding the stubborn nature between both of you, the very fixed nature of things that sustain themselves and play themselves out karmically, but there still is desire as well as love between you two. It's very, very strange and interesting. It's as if both of you have forced each other into a type of change. There was a gift exchange as well. They gifted you a lesson. They need to still let go of something, by taking a new path somewhere else. But secretly, they also desire to return to you, to transform with you, and to work in harmony in a very um, interdependent way, in a way of interplaying, or in a way of um, really respecting each other, to work hard on some sort of new beginning that hasn't been uttered yet, hasn't been spoken. I need to know why the Nine of Pentacles is here. It's very interesting to have because it's a very strong placement, this one. Okay, right. So we have the Three of Swords as well as the Eight of Earth or the Eight of Fire. There is something about heartache that physically causes duress, and it's important for both of you to become healthy, to become independent, to become independent by working hard towards creating good boundaries. And there also is a desire to communicate, but each time the communication happens, there's more pain. So there's a strong possibility that you guys are both working hard on mutual respect and trying not to hurt each other with words or with things that come off as too hard. Not focusing in on the details because the details tend to um, sort of saturate the experience, if that makes any sense. I think both of you are a bit voyeuristic in this. This person especially, they have always been sort of watching you, and they really like that about you, but there's this need to create almost like a friendly approach toward this. Friendly. Um, Also, abandonment comes in strong here. Something in the shadow that needs to be healed about feeling abandoned. Yeah. In a way, because of what happened, there is a feeling to just see the beauty in it, to find peace, to surrender any sort of thought patterns. And I think you're doing the right thing by embodying justice, by really standing your truth and taking any gifts that were given to you on an emotionally intelligent level to grow from that. And I think you gained a lot from whatever was here. You gained a lot of emotional wisdom, and you're essentially moving on. But that's the irony of it, because you've always been moving on since the get-go, and this person has always been obsessed with you, but there was something they couldn't let go, that became their shield, and then they surrender. They're trying to surrender the shield and trying to work with you, but it's a bit too late, and they're trying to also begin something new. But each time they do this, they have a yearning to come back to you. Yeah, there certainly is some sort of mother-child dynamic here, regardless of whatever context of romance there is still a mother-child dynamic, and you have been gifted some sort of way in the way you nurture, and you have grown emotionally intelligent as well as balanced because of this, and you know what to work hard on, which is this 5-6 element, the 11, by trying to understand abandonment and see where all the toxic issues are in the past, leaving that behind, and finding peace within yourself and with your external world, and with any new things that come into your life. Okay? There's a strong inclination of them returning eventually. They always will. That is my final say. Thank you, my dear Libra. Please like, share, and subscribe if you will. Reach me in my About section if you like. I'm there with my email, and we can have a private consultation if you like. Otherwise, I wish you well, and please enjoy the rest of this month. Be kind, and peace and blessings to you. Bye.